Well. Uh, okay, everybody knows I'm live. It's VB. What's going on, man? Let me restart my TV while it updates. Good old LG. So, I gotta turn the TV on so I can update. Interesting news today. I'll get into that in a minute. Sega Nomad? What? What glass case? I don't have a Nomad on me. We had a Nomad years ago. Somebody traded in. He didn't even trade it in. He gave me a Nomad. So Patriot Joel, what's up? I just got here. So far, no one's coming yet. How you guys doing? Anyway, is that a Sega Nomad in the glass case? No, if you're talking about the thing right there, that's two Nintendo DSs. That's a blue one and a black one. I think they're DS lights. I got Vita since sunrise. I live here. You know that. I sleep upstairs. I hate these drop ceilings, man. It's like in the 60s today, and it's hot as hell in here. So I got the air conditioner on. I got two fans on. Yeah, I just got here. I got 3 hours sleep. I've been up all night. Yeah. Yeah. Someone contacted me about Series X's, so hopefully I get rid of one of those. The ones I got for $349. They're brand new. I'm looking to get rid of them for $429. I haven't bought anything on Xbox. I haven't really been on Xbox. I'm just done. I don't even care anymore. I love Xbox, but they don't love you back. So, yeah, I just want to get rid of that stuff. It's taking up too much closet room, those boxes. This town lately is a hit or miss. People in town really don't shop here, but it's outsiders that come in. People in town don't shop anywhere in town. That's the issue. I get a lot of outsiders. That's what keeps me open because a lot of people from other towns come here to buy stuff, collectors. It's very rare people from town. I mean, I have some customers, don't get me wrong, but it's very rare that people in town will actually come here because they like to go. Even all the other stores, same thing. Nobody shops around here. That's why I was like, why am I going to sit here all day? I got stuff to do at the house. Well, I would say if you have a Series X, just hang on to it because of backwards compatibility and stuff like that. But I think I'm off the gravy train with Xbox at this point. Xbox is a cool brand, okay? They do a lot of cool things. Don't get me wrong, but I mean, they really don't give a shit. They really don't care. They pretend they do, but they don't. They care about the cash, which they all care about money. At least with Sony, they'll be like, yeah, this game is coming out this year. Even if it gets delayed, it'll come out. Again, I don't care about like exclusive games, but the point is how you treat the community. Xbox just they're like the guy that keeps getting drunk, and you're like, you have a drinking problem. Oh no, no, I'll stop, and they don't stop. That's Xbox. Xbox has the better machine. The PlayStation 5 Pro is probably going to be the specs of the Series X. Shocking, right? Sony cut a little costs up front so that they could sell it to you later. We don't need a Pro. We don't need these Pro consoles, man. We needed them last gen. We don't need them this gen. You're just going to confuse everybody. Whatever. Like I said, I love Xbox, but I don't like what they're doing. It's always like, oh yeah, no, exclusive games matter, blah blah. Then it's like exclusive games don't matter. Then it's like, and it's like, yes, they're both those statements are kind of true, but at the same time, it's like these echo chambers, man. Like I was watching Noof's podcast last night. His podcast, a stream. Noof was streaming last night, and he said the same thing. He goes, it's the same shit. It's just echo chambers, parakeets. I'm saying parakeets. Oh, guys, just wait, Game Pass. It's like, enough with that shit. Give us the games, and then we'll go to Game Pass. How about that? And again, we're not talking to big games. Release the little games. Do what Sony isn't doing. There's a lot of benefits to the Series X, and there's a lot of benefits to PlayStation. And there's some benefits to Nintendo Switch. So, again, like I said, they're the Three Stooges. None of them could get it right. They're all stupid. Nintendo really blew it because this could have been their year. Like, nothing's coming out this year. For the most part. You got, I think, what, 4 Xbox games are coming out? PlayStation told you there's not until next year. So, if you have a PlayStation, go grab Helldivers 2 or something, because that's a good game. But, I don't know, man. I'm just in a funk about all this. like Microsoft is clearly going third party, but they're pretending like they're not. Like, bro, they are. They are. They're going third party. Yeah, I would say backwards compatibility is it's paramount. Now, if Sony really wants to do things with the Pro, you make that backwards compatible PS3. Those would fly off the shelves because I sell a shit ton of PS3s here. Whenever I get them, they're gone in a week. Even the ones that aren't backwards compatible, they're all gone because people want to play those games and they can't. Revelation, what's up, man? Blue? I have everything blue on except for my shorts. My shorts are purple. My blue shorts have to be washed. What's going on, man? I'm running on 3 hours of sleep. So if I look like I'm fucked up, it's because I am. So my wife tonight is going to do in the other room Family Feud Friday. We got something in here for you guys for that. This is the announcement I was talking about earlier. Revelation is chilling. That's awesome. I didn't think it was going to be delivered today, but it was. A brand new U-Draw tablet for the Wii. Sealed. Got a pretty decent deal on it. Oh, why'd you buy that, huh? What do you need this for, right? Well, so my wife could play this tonight on Family Feud Friday. Because it also came with this game. So if you're all down for that, she'll be streaming this in the other room tonight. These usually go for $30. But with, and these are both sealed. They're brand new. Because I don't want to buy a used one because, you know, germs and shit. So I think this was $22, but it was $15 shipping. Like, killing me over there. It came from Ohio though, but I paid what, like a day or two ago, and this thing already came here. So that was actually pretty fast. I was expecting something else at the post office, and instead this showed up. Was the old sitcom called Dear John with Judd Hirsch? I don't even know who Judd Hirsch is. If I see him, I'll probably know who he is. I might have seen that show, I just don't remember. But there you go. This will be part of the game night. I should probably use it tonight. We have a $1,000 pyramid. They got Hollywood Squares. We got the game with the whammy. Press your luck. Got all that stuff on the Wii U ready to go. Also, I'm going to show you guys my next project. This mofo. Anthony, what's up? It's on, Anthony. Actually, that wasn't the big announcement. Now that Anthony's here, I know what the real big announcement is. But really quick, this is my next project. I spent almost like $300 for the shit for this. So listen, I bought a new shell, a new screen, an IPS screen that goes inside, which I have to solder in. I have to do all that shit. I bought a recapping kit, and I bought a USB-C. Will replace the power barrel here. USB-C for a rechargeable battery pack. Because this Game Gear is fucked up. Oh, okay, I know who that is. He's from Taxi. I think I remember that show now. Anyway. And I bought a new audio board and a new power board. You don't want to know how much it is. It was like $300 almost. Ridiculous. I had to order shit from the UK. I had to order shit from over here. Stuff is coming. So probably by the end of the month, I'll be recapping this Game Gear. The sound is gone. The screen isn't gone, but it's so fucked up that batteries don't work anymore. You got to plug it in. Now, again, if you recap it, you know, batteries will work again. But again, I said screw that. I'm just going to get the rechargeable battery pack. I also ordered the adapter for the analog pocket for the Game Gear. So the Game Gear is on, buddy. Maybe I'll order the EverDrive, but the EverDrive shot all the way up in price for this thing. It's ridiculous. So yeah, stay tuned for that. So Anthony, Halo 2 is now on Insignia. So we can play Halo 2 on Xbox Live again. That's probably going to get more people jumping on Insignia. I got to go get my Xboxes in the basement. That's crazy. Hey, it just went up today. We got to get on that thing. Now, it's good because those new Xbox controllers came. I haven't used them, so, I mean, now we can use them. That's the big announcement. Halo 2 is back online. Yeah, you have to run a test on the Ethernet and just make sure everything's set, and then you can get back on. Yeah, I'm gonna have to pull my Xbox out probably tonight or tomorrow, or get that ready to go. We have one over here, but that should get more people jumping on Insignia, because I think that was the problem. The lack of like huge release games, like a Halo game. Wait till that port's damaged. I got PSPs over here. Yeah, I mean, I didn't need to do this big mod and spend all that money, but you know what? Why not? This thing is dead without the mod anyway. I could just pull it out and use it if I have to test the game. So here's what happened. What was it, last week? A guy came in, bought a bunch of shit. He bought the Lion King on here. He comes back an hour later and goes, "Oh, it doesn't work properly. It's finicky. It sometimes it won't the game. Sometimes it won't load the cartridge. Sometimes the cartridge loads." And I was like, "Whatever." He didn't even exchange. He's got Mortal Kombat left. That could have just been his excuse for a turnip, but it's like, dude, just tell me that you want Mortal Kombat instead. It's not a big deal. So I broke this out because I knew I had one over here. I plugged it in, turned it on. Lion King plays fine. There's no problem. Took it out, put it back in. Took it out, put it back in. Fine. No issue. The guy was either lying or being stupid. '04 Halo 2. Well, you can play it again now. And that's what got me, because I was like, I should really fix this up. I think Fred traded this in, or Eli. It was in Eli's bin, but Fred might have traded this in a while ago. I didn't even know it was in there until last month. I went through that bin to put stuff on the shelf, and I found it. I was like, oh, I have one of these. That's how I knew it was in there, to test the Lion King out. And I was like, let me see how much it costs to fix this thing. And I was like, if I fix it, I'm putting it in a new case. If I fix it, I'll put a new screen on it. All that money later, here we are. So that's my next project. Recap it. Put the new power and soundboard in it. Put the new screen. Put the new glass screen as well. Put a new case on it. Put the new buttons on it. Put the USB-C rechargeable battery pack in it. That's the goal. So, rehab this thing. So for another 30 years, somebody can enjoy it. Well, it'll be mine, but I'm not going to be around for another 30 years, so. At some point, someone else is going to enjoy it. Here's all my music. So keep this with me. It's NVMe. I update my music at home, bring it here, and I update my music over here. And like, there's a bunch of Wii stuff on here for the Wii U that's in there. Review Tech US. Yeah, I took that name because why not? It was open. Wait till that guy ever comes in here. He might never come in here. You know, I think I talked to him on a few years ago. I think it was him. He was selling something. It might have been him on Craigslist. And I said, "Hey, I'm across the river or whatever." Because Craigslist people, I try to get them to come here, so it's safe for everybody. And a guy replied, and it sounded like in Rich's like demeanor, like, "Are you kidding me? I'm not driving all the way over there." Blah blah blah. It's like, dude, it's like 20 minutes, 30 minutes with traffic. Oh wow, my USB-C port doesn't work. Fucking fabulous. Shout out to USB. my guy. Delete this. There we go. Three minutes to copy 70 gigs of music. So I buy my music. I'll buy MP3s on Amazon. Download them, put them in my library, back it up. Amazon only lets you download a song like 3 or 4 times, and then you can't download it anymore after you bought it. It's kind of fucking dumb, but I don't even go over that limit, so just to let you guys know. What's this guy saying? Oh. Surprised he's not watching. Maybe he is watching. It's 800. What's his name? $800 kid. The 800 kid that comes in the chat, he just messaged me. I know him in real life. He's a customer here. Well, he's a good guy. Yeah, that controller drove me crazy. Even if I got it working and I charged the guy $25 for that job, it still would have been a pain in the ass. But I would have gotten the experience from learning how to fix it. Now I know never to touch those remotes. I was not happy going into it, but I was like, all right, it's for a really good customer. Let me try it out. And I told him up front, I was like, I'm probably not going to be able to get it to work. He's like, that's okay, as long as you look at it. I was like, all right. I just feel bad I couldn't get it working. But it's the old saying, if it's already broken, it's broken. What can you do? Milkman in the chat room. What's up, man? How you doing? You know, I had the Game Gear battery pack. Someone traded this stuff in, like, years ago. Like, when we first opened. When I got the Game Boy battery pack. I never had this stuff growing up. This is how old this shit is. You know this is 80s right here. So you plug it in like this. Alright, you plug it into the wall and charge it. Then when you're done charging it, you unplug it. Nintendo was like, well, you're going to be portably playing your Game Boy, right? So they put a belt clip on here. So you could clip this to your belt, because everyone wore a belt in the 80s. Especially the late 80s. Plug this into your Game Boy, and you're going to walk around with this thing attached to your friggin' belt. Like, come on. So you plug it in like that, and then you're portable. This thing is dead. At some point, I'll mod this Game Boy because there's a line in the screen. And again, I use this to test because I can't sell it. So I'll put a game in there and see if it works. So you have these two together. I should charge this thing right now, see if it holds the charge. I don't know, man, this old tech. It's funny to think that now you can fit this inside of here. There's no light on this thing. Great, so you have to just plug this into the wall and just wait, because there's no light on here to tell you if it's charging or not. Let's plug it in, see if I can run it. Let me take the battery out. Yeah, it works. So I'll let it charge. We'll check it out in a few minutes. It's fucking weird. Yeah, if you had that thing, you had a little bit of money. Because I don't know anybody that had one of those. Everyone just used fucking batteries like a normal person. So, Milkman, we have this for tonight. You draw with Pictionary. So tonight we'll play all those games. The Family Feud, Millionaire. She's got $1,000 pyramid. She's got Deal or No Deal. Hollywood Squares, all that stuff. So, I mean, when she goes live in a little bit, you guys tell her what you want to play. It's Family Feud Friday. Why is this for the Game Boy so freaking expensive? Because you need it in order to use it. You realize it's cheaper to mod your GameCube than it is to buy that Game Boy disc. I just sold the bottom part of the Game Boy player, the actual player, without the disc. I sold that for $50 a month ago. Or it was earlier this month or something. Get out of here. Get out. Might as well have fun with that. My music is copied already. That's how quick it was. It's been copied. I got Wii U games on here. I got everything on here. Properties. 134 gigs. I think it's only an 8 gig card. I need to get a bigger card. Emulators. This I can copy over. We can check the flash drive. So all my music is copied here now, and I can listen to music. Actually, I put it on the actual computer. It's on a flash drive, my music. So I gotta transfer my songs. Here it is. Music. See if they copy these two. Copy these two folders, go to the flash drive. You don't have enough room on your flash drive. Yeah, no shit. Alright, let's go to music. There's a program now. It's a website. You just drop your MP3 into this website. It'll remove all the vocals from the song. And it sounds like normal. It sounds like professionally. It sounds like you actually have the instrumental. So I've been using that. Well, how big is this folder? 54 gigs, and how much is it now? How is it less? There's 100 more files on my current flash drive and on the old flash drive. So how is it less gigs if there's more files? There's 100 more files on here. Well, something doesn't make sense. There's definitely not music missing. So. Check my phone. Well, I'm doing that. Oh, skip these files. Okay, good. So the flash drive, I'm just trying to update the files. But of course, it's like, oh, you don't have enough room. It's like, no, I just want to bring the files that are new and put them on here. I'm going to skip all the old files. So because of that limitation, I have to drag stuff in one by one. Like, it's kind of good Windows has that, and it's kind of bad Windows has that. On this USB stick, how many gigs? There's 43 gigs free on it, which is good. Okay. Alright, we're all caught up. I want to go real quick. I'll check the chat out 1 second. Let me just, I'd rather delete this. This is, so me and my buddy Mike, we made music. What was that, like an 02? And those files I don't want on this computer. How's everybody doing? Is that folder on here? Let me see. Yeah, it's on here. Eject. Okay, cool. My music is updated on here. It's great. Now I can delete it off my hard drive because I forgot that I had it on the. I already had it on the flash drive. Frees up 60, 70 gigs of freaking space, so there you go. Any sales today? No, but if you come in, I'll give you a sale. We had the big ass birthday sale, and I put Carl Weezer's ass on the ad. But I put a birthday cake covering his ass. Some people came in. I think tonight's going to be dead. Some weekends it's packed, some weekends it's just dead. I've been up. I maybe slept like 6 or 7 hours this whole week. Not today, but yesterday we got a stupid phone call. And I played it on here earlier this morning. Oh, by the way, I got my earbuds. So if I ever have to come here to podcast, I'm ready to go. No more crappy headset. These are the ones I use at home, so. It was something I had to order. They overnighted these because I ordered these last night. Or maybe it was Wednesday night. Thursday morning. This is my actual phone. Excuse me. Taxes are due today. Oh, they're not due today. They're due the 20th. But I'll be paying them today. So, when my wife gets here, I'm going to log in. Which is a pain in the ass to log into this stupid thing. The weirdest thing someone's ever called about? I can't remember because there's been so many stupid things, but I mean, the one from yesterday is pretty dumb. Here. Hang on.
I'm calling because I was wondering if you guys sell the One Piece trading card games, if you have like OPO5 or if you're going to be selling OPO6 tomorrow on the release date. I'd appreciate a call back. My phone number is 845.
We're not putting anybody's phone number on here. So yeah, I don't sell cards. I don't. The last couple of weeks, people are calling for trading cards. I don't sell those. Like, I'm not into that. By the way, that person did contact us, and I let them know about a couple hours after that. They contacted us. Actually, I got back to them a couple hours later. Right after that call, they contacted us on social media. And I replied a couple hours later when I woke up. I was like, no, we don't sell that, sorry. But, I mean, I get trading cards. The guy asked me if I sold DVD players. That was a new one. I get people like for the Guitar Hero stuff. I had a guy last month keep me on the phone for like 10 minutes when I told him we don't have that stuff. Oh, well, when's your next shipment? It's like, I'm not getting used Guitar Hero guitars on my next shipment, you fucking idiot. Like, people have to bring them in here. Well, I don't want to pay Facebook Marketplace value. And I'm like, in my head, I'm like, but that's the value of the item. That's the market. Those guitars are going for hundreds of dollars. You think I'm going to fucking sell them for like $3? No. You had your chance when everyone was throwing them out. Nobody wanted them. Now people want them, and it's like supply and demand. What are you going to do? And I even told the guy, I was like, you can buy the new Fortnite guitars that are coming out. Yeah, well, I might do that, but I kind of don't want to. It's like, well, then you got to pay the money, man. And he's like, I'll give you a little extra if you could get me Guitar Hero guitar for PS3. It's like, okay, so I'll pay what Facebook Marketplace value is for one, then I'll charge you extra. When you don't want to pay Facebook value to begin with. It makes no sense. And I told the guy, try Facebook Marketplace, try eBay. And then he goes, he goes, I have a PS3 guitar already, but I don't have the dongle for it. If I buy a dongle off of eBay, will it work with my guitar? And I was like, yeah, it should work with the guitar, because you just sync it up. And he goes, well, another gaming store told me that it wouldn't work. And I'm just like, in my head, I'm like, why the fuck did you ask me? If you already know your answer, Mr. Genius, why are you asking me? I hate that shit. Don't ask me a question, I answer, and then you're like, well, someone else said this. Try it out yourself. See who's right. This guy. When's your next shipment? Does he think your GameStop? They do. I want to see that answer. They think that, like, all these stores... I still get... Okay, the dumbest call is people think this is 1995, and they still think mom and pop places get games early. It's like, we don't. They don't understand, like, Sony, Microsoft, Nintendo, they don't want to talk to us because we're small. I have to buy games from Amazon or Best Buy or Target and then sell them here and make no money. New games. Every time someone buys a new game from me and they swipe that credit card, I lost money. That's why I don't care if new games go away. Like, people are like, isn't digital going to hurt you? No. It's going to help me. I'm not going to have to go out and buy fucking games anymore. People are always going to come in for the old stuff, so I'm good. That's why when I see these retro YouTube guys, they're all full of shit. Oh, no, guys, you don't want to go digital. No. You do want to go digital, because that's what the future is going to be. And you're going to save my ass a lot of money. You know how much money I lose every year because of new games? A lot. I have to go out and buy a game for $69.99, bring it here, Sell it to a customer. And if a customer pays with a card, boom, 2%. The only way I make any money is if that customer buys a new game with some old games or something, or an accessory, or calculate the value. Yeah, I mean that's what it is, man. I hate the calls where people can't find shit and then they call me, "Oh, I'd like to support a local small business." It's like, no, you don't, because I'm the last person you called. You're full of shit, and I never heard or seen you before in my life. That that is like insulting. Like the Switch 2, when that comes out, people are gonna call me every fucking day for a year until those things are like restocked. And you're gonna hear the same thing. I'll play voicemails for you. Oh, I like to help support a small local business. Number one, you're not supporting me because you're not paying cash and I'm not making any money. Number two, even if you did pay cash, I'm not making any money. Number three, you don't shop here anyway. Go fuck yourself. This is the stuff you have to deal with. And look, I signed up for it. I'm good, but this is the side of gaming and the industry that you don't see. The bullshit. Yeah, they even try to. Yes, they even do that when I say I don't have it in stock. Oh, well, I really wanted to help support a small local business. They hit you with that line too if you don't have it. And it's like, what do you want me to do? Pull it out of my ass? Do you really want me to type, oh, actually, I do have one? Sometimes women will write, they'll message me or they'll call, and they'll be like, oh, my boyfriend, he does this for a living, and they'll tell me all about their boyfriend and how they need to find this guy at DS. And it's just like, oh, I don't have him right now. Oh, well, it's my boyfriend's birthday's coming up, and I really want to surprise him, blah, blah. It's like, I don't have one. Who gives a shit? That's your problem. I'm telling you, I don't have it. You're wasting more time telling me all this bullshit on the phone for 20 minutes than you could be calling other places or go online and just get one. People think you're lying to them. Like, oh no, you definitely have them. I don't have them. Why would I hang on to that stuff? Guys, if somebody walked in here right now and said 100 grand for the whole place, 100 grand, I'm out. I don't own any of this shit anymore. Only the stuff that actually has my name on it, I'm going to bring home. That guy could walk through the door right now, say, I'll buy the whole store 100 grand. Go get that cashier's check from the bank, come back. He comes back, he's got the keys. I take, like, very minimal of my personal belongings that are here, and I leave. And I don't come back. That's how this works. And then I retire. And I do YouTube full time. But that's what would happen if somebody did walk in and say, like, I don't, it's not a big deal for me. It was great I got to do this. I'm happy about it. But yeah, well, money talks, my man. After 100 grand, it's his problem. Exactly. I'll tell while he gets the cashier check, I'll pay my taxes. So this way I'm caught up. I'm out. He'll own everything in here. DVD players. Has this person ever heard of a discount store, or Amazon, or Target, or Walmart, or Best Buy? Another thing, I'll bring like my Blu-rays and DVDs from the house. I'll bring them here just to get rid of them. People think people will think that we take Blu-ray and DVD trade-ins. It's like we don't. I have some customers that do that, and I'll be nice and take them. But like for everyone else, I don't do that because I don't want movies. They're in the 50% off bin for a reason, to get rid of them. A lot of positives here and a lot of stupid negatives. We were what was it, like about a year or two when we first opened? We had the fall festival, and we had Mario Kart. Mario Kart was going for $48.99 with no box, just the cartridge. I posted, like, when we get stuff in, we post it on our social. Some guy, local guy, posted, "You're such a fucking idiot. No one's buying Mario Kart for N64 for $50. What's wrong with you people?" Blah, blah, right? Not realizing that was the third copy of Mario Kart I had just got because we sold them. They keep selling. So during the fall festival, some lady came in. She's on the phone with her son. "Oh, you want Mario Kart? It's $48.99. The son tells her, "Grab it. That's a good deal." So she said, "Oh, my son said Mario Kart." He said, "It's a great price." That was right after that guy posted that. Looked like an idiot. It's like, look, just because you don't understand that this stuff is like high in value doesn't give you the right to comment on it like that. When that guy wrote that, I looked on eBay, a reproduction cart for Mario Kart 64 was going for $38. So you could get the real one for an extra 10. And by the way, the cartridge onlys were going for about $52, $55. The highest I saw was $60. But I was selling for $48.99. I'm the bad guy, right? That's the problem, man. People aren't informed and they just jump on other people. It's not fair. That's the type of stuff you got to deal with. And it's like, man, I didn't open this place to deal with that shit, but you got to deal with a lot of crazy people. And unfortunately, the normal people are very few and far between of the crazy people. I would say it's 50-50, but there might be a little more crazies than actual normal people that you have to deal with. They're not customers per se, but that you have to deal with on a daily basis. Majority of them are not customers. They're just people that are fucking dumb. Yeah, I got them for $250 used here. I got a lot of Blu-rays I have here are like $5, but they're 50% off. So hold on, my wife's coming in. Yeah, there's crazy people everywhere. But I don't think you guys understand how intense it is with this place. We have, I mean, I don't know if you can see the PlayStation 4 section because the balloons are here. Look, it's double stacked. We had a guy leave us a negative review because he's like, oh, not enough PS4 selection. It's like, do you not see? Like, we have every fucking game known to man on PS4. And we have PS4 games up here too. But that's how fucking dumb people are. Just because there was a game that you didn't like, that we didn't have, or just because we had a ton of games and you didn't like them, didn't mean we didn't have a wide selection. We do. We just didn't have the game that you wanted. Why is that like? Why does that justify that review? I can understand if I had 3 fucking PS4 games on the shelf. Then you could say that. There's not many doubles or triples on there at all. The only like doubles and triples like Call of Duty. But majority of those games are all different games. But it's just like, people are dumb. They're crazy. You guys know. I'm appointment only right now. And people wrote reviews about how get out of your bubble, the picnic is over, blah, 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 blah. And it's like, that's not why I'm appointment only, my man. I had shit happen last year. Personal shit happened. You guys know that. I took the year off, man. I wrote that year off. I was just done. I was burned. I was finished. I had to get my health in order. I had some family stuff that happened. Had some personal stuff that happened. Like last year was not the year. Last year was the year of getting my shit together in more ways than one. And I had a lot of stuff going on. And I never came on here and bitched about it or complained about it. You know? I took everything for what it was. I moved forward positively. And that's how I'm living. Trying to do the right thing for everybody here. And, you know, people try to shit on you for that. Like, they write shit that has nothing to do with it. So people that read that stuff are going to be like, oh, wow, these people are crazy. They still think that this is going... It's like... And ironically enough, the week that the guy wrote that, my wife got it. Again. Which was funny, right? Get out of your bubble, it's over, right? She gets it. But again, that's not why we were closed. 2023 was a rough year. I think I handled it okay, but you know, there are times where I personally just couldn't deal with some stuff. But I had to do what I had to do to get better. And I'm on the track, you guys see that. So I'm down almost 60 pounds. Get my health in order here. Even if GameStop doesn't have a big selection of Xbox One and PS4 games. Bro, I went to GameStop, what was it, like 2 weeks ago to do the trades for the PS5? Bro, they don't have shit. They have nothing. They have toys and everything. They don't have any game. You go there, the PlayStation section, you know how I have everything like Spine? They literally have like a game like facing forward to fill the shelves, like one copy of the game. GameStop used to look like that shelf, not anymore. Hopefully all that stuff is better now. We're getting there. If that was a reason that person doesn't know, some people have very weak immune systems. No, don't you understand, Milkman? That was all fake. Most of their section PS4 games and Xbox One games are online. That's true. They don't have the shelf space. Jesus would love this one. When I went to that GameStop over there for the PS5, there was a big sign that says, buy any 2 toys, get any AEW toy free. AEW can't even sell their damn toys. The GameStop where I used to live had 2 walls full of games, and they have just a bunch of junk. Yeah, exactly. But that's what I'm saying. Like, this is the type of people you have to deal with. Thank God I don't do this for a living. Like, I don't... Like, this isn't like a moneymaker. It's not like I'm walking home with hundreds of dollars every week and I go home and I live my life, pay my bills with this money. No, I'm taking my personal money, putting it more into this place. Again, the new games. Who do you think pays for that shit? This guy. You need new games to draw people in. But a lot of people are going digital anyway, so there's been a couple of months now I haven't even ordered new games. Because I've been ordering them and I've been sending them back. Why am I letting Amazon hold my money if nobody's going to come in for that shit? So, that's it. If somebody wants a game, they'll call and they'll be like, hey, are you going to have... Like, I have a good customer. The guy I fixed the PlayStation controller for him. Well, I tried to fix. He said, hey, you guys getting Rebirth in? I was like, oh, yeah, we are. And I ordered it for him. But if I don't get messages like that or anything or calls, I'm not going to order shit. I'm done. I used to order all the games every week. Can't have my money tied up like that anymore. You can't yell at a customer too, otherwise they're the victim. Exactly. Exactly. I had a guy call, okay? And I was busy with a customer. Somebody called and I missed the call, right? The guy left a voicemail. Hey, I'd like to buy a PlayStation 1 and with some other machine. I think he said a PlayStation 1 and a Dreamcast. Call me back with the prices. I listened to the message. I looked. We didn't have them. Then another customer came in. I was busy. Forgot to call the guy back. The guy wrote a negative review a week to the day. Saying, oh, I called the store and guess what? Nobody called me back. It's been well over a week here. He wrote in a review, well over a week. It's like, and then I commented. I was like, you called a week ago today. So it has not been well over a week. Back from the dead. What's up, man? What you call Funko Pop Stop. Funko Stop. How about that? Or Pop Stop. But that's how crazy fucking people are. You know why I didn't call the guy back immediately after I dealt with another customer? Because we didn't have the shit. So when I was like, oh, we don't have it. Whatever. If he calls back, I'll tell him we don't have it. Why would I have to call him? It's not like if I talked to him on the phone and he's like, hey, do you guys have this? I said, I'm with a customer. I'll call you back. If I did that, that's a different story. Because then I have to call him back. So now we make sure to call all these idiots back when they call for the dumbest things. And half the time, when we call back, they don't answer. One guy, we called him back. He was like, oh, I forgot I called. But you know, if I didn't call him back, oh, he never called me back. If you message me, I'll answer, like immediately, if I'm not asleep. But again, when you call here, it rings this phone. And if I call you back on this phone, you're going to get this phone number, right? So I like to get, if people leave me a message on here, I come here, pick up the store phone, and actually call, because then it's from the store. That's the way business works. I'm just so done with that, though. People can say whatever they want at this point. Mr. Patriot Joe, you have no idea, buddy. You have no idea. And you know what it is? They do this shit at like 6 or 7 in the morning, so you wake up to it. That's what pisses me off, too. It's like I wake up, and then I gotta hear this shit. It's like, are you kidding me? I just woke up. And the one guy was like, oh, these people live in a bubble. The picnic is over, blah, blah, blah. Time to get back to work. How do you know I'm not working from home? I've been working on YouTube. I don't consider YouTube a job, but I've been making more money on YouTube than I make personally here. The money that this place makes keeps the lights on. I don't take any of that money home. When I stream for you guys, I get paid. So again, thank you. But that's why I was spending more time on YouTube, because during this whole 3-year, 4-year thing, I've been stuck in the house. I made money on YouTube. And it's all because of you guys. You guys watch me for I mean, the channel really grew in the last 4 years, big time. But if I'm getting X amount of dollars every month doing YouTube, I'm still working, right? In fact, YouTube was on my taxes this year. It was on it last year too, I believe. Because YouTube they email me a form, like a W-2 form or whatever. Their family's in the asphalt construction. I hear stories like that all the time. Yeah, it sucks. And that's worse because your family makes a living doing it. Me, I'm lucky. I don't have to rely on this place for income. But if I did, that's a different story. So I could imagine it's probably worse on them than it is on me. But again, this is the type of stuff that you guys have to deal with. Most people are morons. That's why I keep to myself. I can't deal with full. Yeah, me too. I'm not really a people guy, people person. Like, I'm nice to people and friendly, but I don't have patience for the bullshit anymore, especially since I'm older now. When I was younger, I was shy. I wouldn't really talk that much. I would listen to everybody. But the minute I got a job in '01, this mouth opened up. And as you get older, you're tired of the bullshit. Especially when people try to come in and they're like, oh, well, it's like, dude, what are you doing? Had a local guy come in. These two guys, this guy and his cousin. The cousin every fucking time. Would you take this for this? Would you take this for that? He drove me nuts, this guy. And these guys have a lot of money. I won't tell you what they do, but they got some money. And they barely spent any money. They bought like $10 games or whatever. But the cousin, I mean, okay. I'll say the fat guy and his cousin. This way you can distinguish. The fat guy was always cool. The cousin was the guy, would you take this for this? Would you take that? I'm not a flea market. Like, so out of respect for the fat guy, sometimes I would give the guy a deal, but a lot of times I'm like, yeah, I can't. The fat guy, again, he would buy broken games and then come in here and gloat about how he got them fixed and all that shit. It's like, great, whatever. They're not lawyers. They came in. My wife was here. I was in the other room doing a repair or something. Now, I had 2 copies of Metal Gear on GameCube. Fred traded one in, and I brought my copy. Okay? And by the way, you can look it up in the computer. The computer tells you what came in and what went out. Who bought it? Who sold it? Who traded it in? All that shit's in the computer. So, I brought my copy here, I think summer of, 21? Just to get, I brought my whole GameCube collection and I didn't want anymore. I ripped it all and I backed it up and I was like, I'm done. Cash me out. My copy was in there. It was on the shelf. We sold it. Then Fred traded his copy in. And it was on the shelf when these guys came in. And these guys, they have the money. And they know that the game is priced accordingly. But they just want to feel like they got a deal. They're coming in, they're giggling. I actually recorded the whole thing because it's on security camera because of what he said to my wife. They're giggling. Ooh, you ask. The fat guy's like, oh, you ask. To his cousin. He's like, yeah, I'll ask. Oh, you're going to ask. Ooh. And I'm like, I'm in the other room. And I'm like, what the hell's going on in there? Sounds like a bunch of schoolgirls. So they take the Metal Gear game. After fucking around here for like 15 minutes, 20 minutes, looking around, they take the Metal Gear game They bring it up to my wife. They go, "This is on eBay for $98. Would you take 90?" Because it was 120, which was priced fairly because it was complete in box. Disc had like no scratches on it. It was Fred's copy. My wife calls me and she goes, "Would you do 90?" I was like, "I can't do 98 because we paid $80 cash for the game. I gave Fred $80 cash for Metal Gear, which I don't do that for that game, but it was Fred." Okay? And I was like, "I can't. I paid 80 for it." And she tells the guy, "Hey, we can't take that." The guy tells my wife, "You really think you're going to sell this game for 120? It's been sitting up here for 3 years." And my wife was like, "Sorry, we can't do it." Like, and the guy just kept going on berating her about this, and it's like, what does that have to do with her? Motherfucker, you want to berate somebody? I'm in the other room. You come in the other room and you talk to me. I didn't know he said that because he walked right up to the register and said that to her. When they left, I came in and I was like, "What'd they get?" Like, and she told me like what happened. So I messaged the guy. It was very nice. I messaged the fat guy. I actually messaged both of them. It was very nice to them. It's like, "Hey, because of the picnic, you know, our prices are our prices for now. And I would appreciate, you know, if you guys don't come in and I don't know if I said haggling or something or whatever." The fat guy thought was going to be cool. The other guy knew was going to be a dick, and he was. He was like, "Oh, I'll never be there again." Well, that's fine. I don't want him in here anyway. Fuck him. The fat guy went fucking ape shit on me. Okay, and this guy was always cool. Like, he would always try to get the other guy to calm down. The fat guy fucking unloaded on me. And again, I didn't write anything mean or nasty. I just let them know, like, why we don't do haggling prices. Because this isn't the first time it's happened with them. Basically, he got called out for his bullshit. Everyone that I showed that message to was like, "You did nothing wrong." I showed that to Kenny Omega guy. He goes, "You didn't say anything wrong. He just got called out on his bullshit." I showed it to Jesus, Anthony, all those guys. They said the same exact thing. Even Frank was like, I would have wrote something worse than that." Frank said. Like what I said, he would have wrote worse to them. And they were like, "Oh, well, we always supported you. Now we will no longer." You know, it's just like, that's fine. I want to thank you for shopping here for the last year. Because to be honest with you, it was a mutual break. Because I was tired of these guys coming in and always begging for deals and shit. Or not begging, but haggling for deals. So I didn't mind losing them because they didn't spend any money anyway. But I was nice about it to them, even at the end of the conversation. I was like, "I really do appreciate it," because I did. But we're good. I didn't even wrote, like, "We're good, no worries, nothing." And I fucking blocked both of them, but again, these people are fucking crazy. Maybe they majored in redneck law from a Styx University. I try to ignore the drama, just do what I'm supposed to. Exactly. That was funny back in the day. This is New York, but there are a lot of hicks around here. A lot of hicks. "Oh, I'm gonna move to Florida." Then fuck you, move to Florida. What are you here for? That's all I hear around here. "I'm gonna move to Florida." Fucking move. Go. This is New York, baby. You don't like it, get out. Why are you over here?
You don't want to fucking be in New York. Why you keep fucking telling everybody you don't want to be in New York? Go to Florida already. Shit. It's nice down there. Go to Clearwater Beach. You'll be good. Sell your house, get some good money for it. Go down to Florida. You can buy a house for, well, you used to be able to get a house for like half the price down there, but you can get a house cheaper down there than you can over here. And go enjoy your life. Because I moved to Florida from New York. That wasn't that. I didn't even know you lived in Florida. You miss egg bagels. Did they not make the bagels good down there? But that's the type of shit that you got to deal with around here. All those nuts could get 15 minutes of fame as the next Florida man. They are Florida men around here. Not even kidding. I told you guys, we had a guy come in here during the picnic because I sold all my Xboxes because I was getting ready for the Series X. During the picnic, GameStop, nobody had consoles. I had them in my basement. I had every single Xbox One X, like all the variants. The only one I didn't have was the Battlefield one, the one that was gold and black. That one I never owned. But I had all of them. I brought them all here. They were all gone. The Scorpio edition, everything. I brought them all here. Even the all digital edition, I got for like $149, $199. Sold them for $250 a piece, used. People needed consoles. A guy called, "You have the Xbox One X?" I was like, "Yes." He came down to buy it. And this is 2020. Just not as good as New York, especially on Long Island. I hear you. So this is 2020. The guy comes in to buy the Xbox One X. And it was a Scorpio edition that I had. He bought my Scorpio. Again, it's 2020. Right? It's the summer of 2020. Or maybe it was right before the One X came, Series X came out. That's why I brought out my One X's here to get rid of them, because I was going to just take that money and buy a Series X. Anyway, he said the reason why nobody has consoles is because Bill Gates is trying to influence the presidential election of 2020. So Bill Gates and Sony decided to not produce enough consoles for everybody so the economy doesn't go well. And I'm just like, what the fuck is this guy talking about? And he's trying to get us to agree with him. We're like, enjoy the Xbox, sir. And then he goes to leave. And then he says something else about this whole political thing. And I was like, have fun with the Xbox. It's like he wanted us to like agree with him about shit. And it's like, I'm not doing that. I'm not. This is not a place for that. You want games, you come here. You want to go talk about that shit? Talk to your friends, go watch the news at home, go do what you got to do. But the guy really thought that Bill Gates himself called Sony and Nintendo and said, we got to stop this election. Don't send the consoles out. Like, the guy was nuts. Bill Gates, the man who hasn't been involved with Microsoft for almost 20 years now. I didn't know that Sony worked with Bill Gates to not send out PlayStation 4s. Dude, it's called supply and demand, you fucking idiot. There was a shit ton of demand and no supply. Everyone's stuck at home. What are they going to do? They're going to play video games, right? You guys know all the systems I unboxed on this channel. They're all gone. Even the purple one, the purple Xbox, that's gone. Everything's gone. All the 1Xs are gone. The Forza Xbox, which I don't even know if I unboxed on this channel. I might have. That's over in the corner. It's the only one that I have left. Because nobody wants the fat machines. From my collection, my personal collection. They're all gone. All my personal collection stuff. Materials were hard to get to make devices. You can't reason with people like that, though. Mr. Patriot Joel, come on. If you told this guy that the aliens came down and stole all the consoles, he would believe you. But again, it's like everyone tries to wrap politics into this shit. It's like, who cares? We're here to sell Xboxes, man. Take that shit outside. Not everything is not everything's done in secret around here, you know what I mean? Dude, it's a fucking Xbox. Like, we have them, GameStop didn't. You want to buy one, you come in and buy one. And I appreciate that he bought one, but to say that this is all a big scheme, it's like, what are you talking about? If it was a big scheme, wouldn't they produce more and have them ready? Come on. GameStop was sold out of consoles, both consoles, for, what was it, like 2 months? That entire summer, they didn't have any machines. That's why people came here. And I was like, okay, now's my chance to get rid of all these old consoles. Just, the 5 is coming, the Series X is coming. Brought them all here, unloaded them. So, I don't know if that guy gave me the middle finger or he waved. I don't know. Bunch of young guys walked. He put his hand up, but the door was blocking him. So I don't know if he gave him a middle. He could go fuck himself too. You see, like, why do people do that? I don't know who that is. He just walked by and went like that. What did I do to him? I don't know him. The Romulans were taking our consoles. Yeah, you could tell him that, and he would believe you. Yeah, fuck him. I'm talking to you guys. This guy just walks up like that. He doesn't walk up. He's walking with his friends, and he puts his hand up. Now, he didn't wave. I guarantee if I look at the camera, he fucking went like that. What time is it? 6:45? Let's see if the camera picked that up. Screenshot. What are you talking about? Do that in my neighborhood and you won't get that far. Yeah, I know. He could stick his finger up his ass. They're walking by again, but he didn't do anything. That might have been the kid that did that years ago. There was a bunch of kids walking by, and the kid went like that. And I fucking opened the door and said, "Hey!" And I went like that. As a joke. And they got fucking mad when I did that. They threw fucking snowballs out the window and shit. The one guy came up and kicked the door. Like, later that night. We had customers in here. That might be the same guy now that I think of it. He's older now. But again, he started that shit first. What did I do? I went out there and had a good time. They took that shit way too seriously. But again, why even do that? What did I do? I don't know. Some weird shit. Yeah, that could have been the same kid. Which, don't you grow up and do something? Don't you move out of this town? They can't handle it when pranks get dished back at them. Yeah, I know. And I was joking when I did that, by the way. Because I could have went out there, "Hey, you fucking kids," blah, blah. I could have done that, but I was just like, "Hey." Like, I made that noise, "Hey." And I went like that. And I smiled. Dude, those kids got pissed. Again, they can do it, but somebody does it back to you. But again, I haven't seen those kids in a few years. They banged on the door in 2021. I was here at I think Richard was in the chat with me. I was live streaming, doing a repair at 1 in the morning. They fucking banged on the door with some girl. It's like they were fucking with me then too. Like, again, don't you kids grow up and move out? They're 20 years old. Anyway. Sorry, I bring my Westchester attitude up here. Yeah, you're right. It's VB. They can't handle it. They can dish it, but they can't take it. And again, I wasn't doing it maliciously like they were. I was doing it as a prank. They were trying to get you to come to the door or something. Yeah. I didn't know it was them until I looked at the security camera. I was like, "Oh, those are the same kid." Because the one guy looks like Anthony. But again, I'm just here to fucking have my store. I'm not here to fucking fight with people. That's why when people have a problem, I'm just like, "All right, have a good day." And I block the number, I block their social media. Like, it's not a big deal. They do that shit because they want me to go out there and they want me to say something or do something. It's like, bro, go fuck yourself. I'm sitting here. I'm an old man. I don't have time for this shit. Try offering some Jaffa cakes and see what happens. At least that worked with Anthony. So what happened with those kids? Now that I think about it, a friend of theirs bought a PS2. An hour later, he returned it because he's like, "Oh, it's not what I thought it would be." So I refunded him. I was like, "You're banned. Like, don't come back here because I'm running a fucking business. I don't have time for this shit for you to rent a console and play a game for a couple hours or an hour or whatever it was." And I think that's when that shit started, when they did the finger or whatever. And he does the finger to this day over that. That's okay. That's what happened. I talked about that on here. You had a lot of kids when I first opened buying consoles, playing them, and then they thought it was like Blockbuster. You can just rent the shit and bring it right back. It's like, it doesn't work like that. I have a return policy. You gotta follow it. But when you buy over $100 worth of shit and then an hour later you're returning it because everything works, but you just, oh, it's not what I thought it would be. It's like, bro, you play these games probably for 20 minutes, half an hour. And we're like, I'm done with it. But you can't do that, man. If you buy a TV from Best Buy or something, sometimes they don't give you your money back. I mean, it depends on the situation. I gave him his money back, but I was like, you're done. That's the problem, too, when you work at these places, when kids buy stuff. They don't understand, like, the return policies and stuff like that. And then they grab their parent. It's like, I told you about the Mass Effect Andromeda. This kid came in, he was like 16, 17 years old, bought Mass Effect Andromeda. It came with my 1X for free, so I threw it on the shelf. He bought it, I was like, thank God I got rid of it. 5 minutes later, he comes back. Well, the mother called, and then he came right back in. This is like 5 minutes later, the mother called. You sold my son a game with sex in it? And I was like, what are you talking about? He bought Mass Effect. It says on the back of the box, nudity and sexual themes. And I'm like, because I remember there was that one scene where you could fucking have sex with an alien in that game. And I was like, oh my God, just bring it back. I'll give you a refund. But the kid was 16, 17 years old. I'm sure he's had worse shit like that on his phone. I refunded her, no problem. But that's like the stuff you have to deal with. Stupid shit like that. You did that to GameStop? Should have said no refund, not unless you have a legitimate reason. You can't do that, though. Unfortunately. Because then people negative stuff, and then you could get, I don't know if you could get sued, small claims court or something. I don't want to deal with that stuff. Like, I'm just here to have fun. You know what I mean? But yeah, that sucked. But and someone ended up buying it anyway. After that. But that's the type of shit you have to deal with when you deal with kids. That's why now I have to ask kids when they want to buy like Call of Duty or Grand Theft Auto, are you allowed to play that? And some of the kids will be like, no, and they'll put it back on the shelf. And if the kid says yes, I'll say, can you call your parents and confirm that? And they'll call their parents, and I'll talk to them on speaker. Or the parents will come in later. I've had that happen. All that shit has happened before. Because I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear the noise from everybody. But I'm thinking Mass Effect. I'm thinking like Halo. I'm not thinking of that one scene that's in the game. All our birthday parties went smooth except for one of them. The lady was a nut. before she even signed up for the birthday party, she was a fucking nut. We ran out of birthday forms, so I was looking on my computer here to print the form out so she could fill it out. And she's telling me what folders I need to look in on my computer. I'm like, it's my computer. So right there, I knew something was wrong with this lady. The birthday party was the day my wife left for her cruise. I was like, fuck, because my wife usually manages the birthday parties. Bro. The Xbox, the controllers were like desyncing because it's locked up in a metal case. So I opened the case. The kids are playing. Then they're playing Black Ops 2 on an Xbox One. And Black Ops 2, even if you want to do off, they were online, but if they wanted to do like co-op, all 4 accounts need gold. Now I have 2 accounts on there that they can play with gold. So they all tried signing in with their own accounts, which fucks all the games up because they don't own all those games. Like, they're on my account. And the kid gets in Black Ops 2, like the birthday party kid. And you just go, oh, it's not working. And I was like, oh, because you need 4 gold accounts. Right? And I was like, I don't think it's going to work. And he goes, maybe you just don't have gold. And I was like, so that was strike 1. Then another lady, like another parent, came in and said, oh, you should go to so-and-so's house. They have a nice backyard or something. The lady lines all the kids up. And they're like, all right, we're all going to go to so-and-so's house now. Like, they're leaving like an hour early. And I'm like, oh, fuck. Were they pissed about the thing? Like, whatever? Because the lady was nuts. So as she was leaving, I was like, let me just give you a refund. I gave her a refund. So she got a free room, birthday party in that room. Because I didn't want this lady going online talking shit about this place because the Xbox desynced the controller. That's why now, ever since that day, we use wired controllers for the Xbox. And that problem has never happened again. But again, this lady was so nuts, I was like worried. What is she going to do? So, started asking for ID. I do. But again, that kid was 16, 17 buying Mass Effect. And I'm like, all right, well, it's Mass Effect. Who cares? That's like if someone bought Halo and got pissed about Cortana's dress. You know what I mean? I don't think you see a lot of stuff in Mass Effect. Andromeda, out of all the Mass Effects, right? So I wasn't thinking. But I have to ask for ID when people buy shit, like big time. Because we had a guy do it's called friendly fraud. The guy came in. He wanted to, but he's a local guy too. But he was banned, and I blocked his socials. I did everything. I told him to his fucking face. I have that on video too. Frank was here with his wife. They were right here talking to me. This guy came in. He wanted to train in a PS4. I was like, yeah, we don't take this shit because you tried to scam us. Oh, okay. And then he walked out. I have that on tape. That guy came in, said he wanted a Xbox One S. Has a 1S and GTA. Gives me the card. I swiped the card, it declines. He goes, try it again. I was like, all right, tried it again. Didn't go through. He calls the bank, whatever, and he goes, okay, you could try it again now. Tried it again. Didn't go through. So he goes, I'm going to go to the bank and get cash. I was like, all right. He came back like a half an hour later. Decides that he wants a PlayStation 3 with GTA because it was cheaper. Swipe the card, everything goes through. No problem. 2 weeks later, motherfucker calls his bank and says, I never made that purchase. You have to realize I checked his ID and the card. It was him. The bank just said, okay, they gave him his money back. No, he stole. But my credit card guy, my credit card company took the hit. And they called me and they were like, we know exactly what he did. We're furious about it. And we got this covered. You're not impacted. Because it was under $200 or something. I was like, okay. So, like, he didn't steal from me, but he stole from the credit card company. And the bank. But, yeah, that's friendly fraud. The local police told me, oh, just scan everybody's ID, scan their IDs in the register in the computer. I was like, I can't do that, man. The cop told me to do that. He's like, get a scanner and scan everybody's ID. But like the bank, his bank, I called them. They didn't want to hear it. I called them or the credit card company called them. And they said, yeah, they don't want to hear it. They take his word over anyway. Usually when you get like friendly fraud or whatever, the banks will call and be like, hey, did this person try returning the machine? It's like, no, they never did. And that's when the bank will be like, okay, we got lied to. Because what he told the bank, his bank, was that he tried to return it and I wouldn't accept a return. That's not true. He didn't come back here. So, we've never had that happen again. But now I check everyone's ID for that reason. Ever since that happened. I was checking IDs anyway, but now I'm like, for every purchase with a card, I check ID. It's fucked up, man. Again, if I was doing this to make a living, you know. But this is an experience for sure. Because you know what, you get to learn what other people are going through. One time GameStop EB Games had the GameCube for $100 with a free game. Because I wanted RE0 as the free game, and it was like 16 or 17 at the time. They wouldn't give me RE0 as a free game. Did you get something out of this? Dude committed a money laundering? No, they just didn't, like, the credit card company didn't take it out of my account. Because they told me, if it was over 200, you would have lost to 200, plus it would have hit you with an $80 fee. So I would have been out almost $300 if the value was 200 or more. I would have been hit with a fee on top of the money being stolen. It wasn't money laundering. It was just a guy fucking stealing a machine. That's all it was. He literally just walked in here and legally stole this machine. And the banks are the fucking problem because the banks allow it. Because again, a lot of banks do call you and say, hey, did this person try to return this item? And I'm like, no. And the bank goes, got it. This bank didn't do that. Fuck IGN and Code Veronica. Yeah, IGN's trying to get Resident Evil 5 Remake to not be made. IGN is throwing racism out now. That's the reason why Resident Evil 5 shouldn't be made. That Code Veronica should be made instead. It's like, get the fuck out of here. Can somebody shut down IGN? Like the worst fucking gaming website ever known to man. Like, Bro, the day that they shut down, we're gonna throw a party. That's how bad that fucking website is. Anyway, that's a lot of the bullshit that I've been through with this place. A Botox ad? Are we going back to the racism card with RE5 again? That's what they're doing. They're trying to like say that that's why it shouldn't be made today, and you should go to Code Veronica instead. Bro, fuck Code Veronica, okay? At the end of the day, I hope they never remake that game because of all the bullshit that these people are doing. After they remake Code Veronica, what next? What's the next game that fans are gonna throw a temper tantrum over? Seriously, you see the extremes people are going, and I hate to break it to you guys. After 5, 6 is next. 0, yeah, you're probably right. People are probably outcry for 0. Outbreak, I could see that. Outbreak they fucked up on big time. Outbreak should have been on the OG Xbox. You had the network card built in, everyone was ready to go online. They released it on PS2, you needed a hard drive, nobody bought Final Fantasy 11. It was a fucking mess. That was a game that should have been on Xbox. Only on Xbox. There's no original Resident Evil Xbox games. 4 was supposed to be on the original Xbox, and Capcom laughed them out of the room, Microsoft. Now they're like buddy-buddy with Xbox. Capcom was turning what Square is now. Capcom was almost turning into what Square is right now. Capcom got to a point where they're like, yeah, we need to put this shit on everything, make money. And they're doing great right now. So, shout out to Capcom. Capcom is probably the best third-party publisher company going. They had their moments 10 years ago when they were fighting the fans, but whoever came in, you know, they fixed it. They steered the ship the right way. People have been saying RE5 racist like 2 years ago. 2 years ago? It was like 10 years ago, my man. Where have you been? When RE5 was coming out, you had people going on the news channels saying, oh, this game is racist. It's made by a bunch of white developers. And then they were like, actually, this game was made in Japan. And that's when all the racist shit stopped. Because everyone was ignorant and thought it was being made here. And once they found out it was Japan, they gave up. Yeah, David R., but that's what the ammunition they're using to not get this remake made. And they want Code Veronica remade instead. It's like, guys, chill the fuck out. I hope they remake Code Veronica, and I hope they fucking cut half that game out. Just so the fans online can get even more pissed. And Capcom be like, oh, we gave you the game, right? You wanted, right? I can't wait. I hope they cut that shit. Because in Code Veronica, you could cut most of that stuff out. Even the voice actors were telling people to chill out. Yeah, and there's nothing bad about the game. I think RE5 is the best game in the series as far as the newer generation titles. You have to understand, RE5, like the tank controls evolved into RE5. Resident Evil 4 took the tank controls, evolved them into the GameCube and the modern era. 5 just tightened all that stuff up. 5 was like the best of the best. Like, that's as good as it's going to get in the next gen. And they fucked it all up with 6, but I think 5 was like perfect for 5. But yeah, people being dumb. Again, it's like what we're talking about today. Just people being dumb. Who cares? No one gives a shit. Everyone loves that game. IGN's just trying to stay relevant. Oh, you think? Bro, IGN is rating Xbox games when they come out on a PlayStation higher scores on PlayStation than Xbox. Because they want you to buy a fucking PlayStation. Again, they have a fucking mental problem. It's a video game console. Who gives a shit? You're telling me Sea of Thieves gets like a fucking 8 on Xbox, but it's going to get like a 9 on PlayStation? Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here with that shit. Right then and there, you know that they're fucked up. 6 is fucking terrible. It is. 6 is a horrible game. I think the G-Man Lives, not Jeff. There's a channel on YouTube called the G-Man Lives. He reviews like first-person shooters. He just uploaded a video today about Resident Evil 6 is still fucking horrible. Like, Five is one of the best co-op games ever. Yeah, 5 is good when you have a buddy to play with. Bro, when you have the voice, when you have the Resident Evil fans going after the voice actors for RE5 remake, RE4 remake, Resident Evil 4 remake, like Ada, you got a mental problem. Who gives a shit if she does the voice of the character? Who cares? I don't like how Carlos does the voice of Chris in Village, but I'm not going to go online and slam the guy for it. There's a reason why he's the voice actor of Chris now. But I'm not going to, like, tweet the guy and get him to shut his account down and shit. Like, who cares? Like, it is what it is. Play the game and have fun. And I think the major issue here today, a lot of people are bitching about games like, oh, they're trying to add diversity, blah, 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 blah. Don't buy the game. Why are you sitting here crying about it? Just don't buy the game. If you don't agree with what they're doing with the game, don't buy it. Instead, I see people going online writing all this crazy shit. It's like, you guys are fucking dumb. Vote with your wallet. Don't buy the game. Show them why they need to change the way that they make these games. Don't go online and say, oh, this, and that. This guy's political, that guy's political. Just don't buy the game. It's simple. But all these motherfuckers buy the game and bitch about it. This game doesn't agree with my politics. This is why it needs to be stopped. Don't buy the game. Don't give them money. At the end of the day, all this shit's about making money. The companies do this stuff to make money. Everyone's like, oh, they're pushing their personal agenda. No, they're not. They're doing it to make money. Okay? So, if you don't agree with them, don't give them money. It's simple. That's what I'm saying. Like, everyone looks at things like way too much. People walk out of Star Wars, well, they had this agenda in the movie. It's like, no, they're trying to appeal to more people so they can make more money. That's what they're trying to do. Now, if you don't agree with that, don't go see the movie. Well, I have to see Star Wars. No, you don't. No, you don't. You could tell George Lucas in a way to go fuck himself. Don't see the movie. But you don't need to go online after you see the movie. You son of a bitch, blah, 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 blah. We're going to ruin you. You're the idiot that spent the money to see it. So people need to chill out. I see all this shit online. And it's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It's all about the cash, my man, at the end of the day. And I think when you guys get a little older, you'll realize that. All this shit's about money. Well, have they sent them the D-pics? I like how they were like, they talked about that in the Last of Us documentary, and Druckmann was like, "Can you believe that they did that?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you probably saved all the photos, man." When you do stuff like that, when you have to send people pictures like that, you have a mental problem. You seriously have a mental problem. It's all about the Benjamins. That's right. That's true. It's all about the cash. On Discord I was on, we had to kick a guy out because he was saying GTA 6 was blah, 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 blah. It wouldn't stop. You know what that guy needs to do? Milkman, if he really believes that, he needs to not buy the game. But you know that motherfucker's going to be the first guy in the line to buy the game. And then when he can't beat the game, he's going to write about all that shit online. If you believe that, money talks and bullshit, exactly. If you really do believe that, then you don't have to buy the game. Don't give them money. But the motherfucker's going to be the first guy in the line. You watch. I thought the actors in the last Resident Evil movie didn't look anything like the game characters, so I didn't see it. I made one comment online and left it at that. Not big of a deal. Yeah, that's fine. Hey, I didn't see it, and I bought it. It was $7.99 on Xbox. I bought it, and one of these days I'll get around to it, but back, you're right, because I was like, that guy doesn't look like Leon. He's got like a beard and shit. It's like, I'm not in a rush to go see it. And again, it's not that the guy has a beard and all that. It's the fact that this franchise should have actual actors. I think that's the main point with that movie. You know what I mean? Like Jamie Lee Curtis is in fucking Borderlands movie, for God's sake. How come Resident Evil can't get like big name stars? Sony doesn't want to pay these people. They want to get like no name actors to play these characters that look nothing like the characters at all. Even in the Resident Evil, the first films. In the first Resident Evil movie from '02, it was a bootleg Chris and Jill. And then people got mad, and then they force-fed the actual characters in the movies, and they fucked that up. Alice was basically Jill, and the guy that became Nemesis was basically Chris. And then they did the second movie, and they're like, oh yeah, let's throw the real Jill Valentine, and we'll base it off the third game. It's the second movie. What do you mean based off the third game? Horrible. Ada's voice remake was okay. I guess people didn't like her because she was in Welcome to Raccoon. Said that's exactly what happened. But again, you don't go online and like force this lady offline and threaten her. Like you have a mental problem. You seriously have a mental problem. Not you, but you know what I mean. The people that do that stuff. I didn't think Ada's voice in RE4 was that bad. I don't think so either. I didn't have a problem with it. Claire's supposed to be a lot younger than what she looked. Borderlands is a different story. Chris Hart's character is supposed to be Dwayne Johnson's size. Well, I think my point back is that they got actual actors for Borderlands, and I think the Borderlands fan base is more likely to go out and see it. Whereas if you got no names like the Resident Evil movies, I mean, you killed it right then and there. Like, you're not even going to get half your audience to go see that Resident Evil movie. You're going to get, like, if even a quarter of your audience. If they had some big names in Resident Evil, I think you would get a lot more people going to see it. Even if it sucked. I hated the voice. Ada voice actress got death threats. Like, these guys have to be virgins. They really do. No, she seems like a nice person. Plus, attacking people online is bad enough. Since that stuff's there, it never goes... Exactly. What's the point? The lady was hired to do a job. She did the job. What are you getting mad at her for? Why don't you tweet Capcom? Oh, no, but you want that Code Veronica remake, right? Bro, you boycott... Who made the film? Sony? You tweet Sony, be like, this is bullshit. You tweet Capcom, this is bullshit. You don't go after the actress. You let them know that that's bullshit because Sony's the one that made the film. Capcom is part of that whole thing. You let the big guys know. You don't let the little people know. What are they going to do about it? They got paid to film a movie. What do they care? Like the Star Wars thing with that lady, that girl. She played Finn's girlfriend. Dude, they bullied that girl offline. You changed your character. It's like, bro, she's reading from the script. But everyone blamed that lady. And that lady left the internet. That's not nice. That's not cool. You have a fucking mental problem. You have a serious problem and you need help. The actors are just doing a job. It's casting director that fucked up. Yeah, or it's the studio that fucked up. Because again, they hired that casting director. I thought it was weird with her voice being much different in RE2. But here's the thing. Resident Evil 4 is what, like 3 or 4 years after RE2? 6 years? Something like that? So it's plausible that her voice could change. Look at Frank, okay? I'll give you a perfect example of Frank. When Frank was born, he looked exactly like his father. When he was like 10-ish, he looked exactly like his mom. Now Frank looks like my grandpa. Frank's face has morphed in like 10 different directions. Okay? People change over time. I had hair 10 years ago. Actually, I didn't have hair 10 years ago. I had hair 13 years ago. I had a lot of hair, too. I was just upset they didn't get a job from Keeley. Oh, well, there's Jeff Keeley for you. Fuck him. That's another fucking parasite, man. Nick, what are you doing? Nick, I was in your streams, but I wasn't logged in, so I couldn't say anything. Like, I was watching your streams for a little bit, and the computer required my fucking phone that was at the house to, like, put the verification code or whatever. So I was watching your shit, but I couldn't say anything. I told these guys to go in there, too. We thought we were doing a 20-hour stream the other day. So I was like, I'm leaving. Nick is still live. And I go, you're thinking you're not live. It was a 13-hour, 14 and a half hour stream, but it's a 20-hour, it said 20 bombs. So I thought it was 20 hours. All these guys went in there. They're like, what do you mean? He's not live? I don't see a video. I was like, oh, shit. Did Jeff and Kojima go on spring break together? Oh, they did a lot more than that together. That's for sure. Everyone, check out Nick's channel on Twitch. You want to drop the link in there? He streams a lot of Call of Duty Warzone. I think he's the Fuzzy Luzzy on Twitch, or Fuzzy Luzzy on Twitch. He'll drop the link. Go over there and subscribe. Oh, Milkman, do you see what Nick wrote? Yeah, I'm around. Just let me know. I'm just not Wednesday and Thursday morning. I'm not around, but yeah, I'll be around at night. Yeah, I'll be around. Or whenever. I don't care. Whenever you want to do this, let me know. Whoa, Twitch TV, thick Nick Luzzy? What the hell? I'm not even kidding, Nick. The tow truck guy that couldn't change my tire a couple of months ago? That guy looks like a fat version of you. When that guy showed up, I was like, that's a fat Nick. That should be your new screen name, Thick Nick Luzzy. Frank, what's going on? The guy couldn't even... We waited 4 hours for this guy to show up. He had to take the tire off the car. Yeah, the guy that couldn't change the tire. The guy tells us he'll change the tire. He's got the hydraulic press. I'm thinking the hydraulic press is a machine. It's a long pole, and he cranks it. I was like, that's a hydraulic press? You're making me think he presses a button and this thing just goes... I don't know, man. The guy showed up. We waited 4 hours. We couldn't wait in a house. We had to wait in the car for 4 hours. I wanted to kill this guy. He comes here, takes the tire off my car, because I had a flat tire on my car. My mom was getting rid of my old car. Right? But it had tires on it. And I had a flat tire, so I was like, I'll take one of those tires, put the flat on that one. Bro, this guy couldn't even get the fucking car up. The other car up with the hydraulic thing, because it wasn't working. And I was like, are you fucking kidding me? But he looks like a fat Nick. You should call that guy when you're here next time. Twitch.tv, the Nick Luzzy. There you go. Go over there and subscribe to Nick. Again, he does Warzone. If he wants to go live next week, then we'll be on Cheap Pop on YouTube. So he had to put the flat tire back on my car, and then I had to go out and buy new tires. Just followed him. Awesome back. Thank you. Yeah, we had both Nick and Anthony here today. I know this video was like a negative video, but I'm just joking around with, all this stuff did happen, but again, it is what it is. This is the type of stuff that happens when you're working retail. Best Buy, I have a lot more Best Buy stories too. From 20 years ago. I started Best Buy 20 years ago this year. Or maybe it was 03. When did I work at Comp? Comp USA, I got hired in '03. I can't remember if I definitely worked a summer there. When did I start at Comp? I don't even remember. It was sometime in '03. Right. It might have been summer of '03 I got hired. And I worked until fall of '04. I do not miss working for Best Buy. Best Buy was, when I got there, let me tell you something. I was jumping from Comp to Best Buy. I worked in merchandising at Comp USA, which was great. You went in at 6 a.m., got out at 2 p.m. Got the whole day to yourself. Even if I went home and slept, I could still wake up and do shit. Those were the best hours. 6 a.m. to 2 p.m. And you're in the basement. By the way, CompUSA didn't open till 10. So you go down the basement, you bring shit upstairs, you just stock the shelves, do what you got to do, and you're done. Then throughout the day, when customers are there, you go back downstairs, whatever trucks come in, you unload everything, price stuff down there, do what you got to do. Great stuff. But that place fell apart really quick. Like they were literally going out of business when I had got there. I got there. Everybody was cool. We had a ton of people working there. The minute our GM they got rid of our GM, they started cutting all the departments and everything. And it was down, dude, we went from like 50 fucking employees down to like 10 employees. It was like a different world. And the guy who took over, the new GM, the guy was a dick. I don't think he was a bad person, but he was just a dick. I'll hit you up later, set up a time to record next week. Sorry for leaving so quick. Yeah, no problem. Yeah, just let me know. Thanks for coming in. I remember when the guy first came in, he wanted to meet everybody. We had to go get our paychecks from him. It's like, bro, what are you fucking doing, my man? If you wanted your paycheck that week, you had to go into his office and sit down and talk to him. You can't do that. That's against the law. But he did it because somebody was robbing a fucking place blind. And he wanted to get a feel for everybody, but that was his way of doing it. You can't do that, though. Man, who the fuck was it? It was the fucking manager, the girl with the keys. So, Westchester County Center is like touching CompUSA. Now it's CVS over there in White Plains. But it was touching CompUSA. So people would park in our parking lot and go to the county center instead of paying for parking at the county center. So we used to have the tow truck guy boot everybody. The tow truck guy got acquainted with the female manager at CompUSA, and they were robbing the whole fucking place. Nobody knew. We were in a morning meeting, and something got stolen. And we were like, "How? We're all fucking together. Like, how did this thing get stolen?" Turns out this lady and the tow truck guy were going there at 3 o'clock in the morning. She had all the keys. And they were fucking taking everything. They threw it in his pickup truck, and they found out because my GM, he got private eyes to sit in the parking lot all night. Man, they caught her, man. But like everything that we did until that happened, everything that all the employees did was like quite like, oh, you're stealing. Are you stealing? Are you taking that? What are you doing with that? What are you doing? We had to check our fucking clothes on the way out. If we had a jacket, we had to take it off and hand it to the guy to pat down before we left. It was a fucking mess. And they went out of business right after that. Because the company was like, we're done. They're still around. They have a headquarters in Texas. But they are, I don't know what the fuck they do. But the stores are all dead. So I went over to Best Buy. I was jumping ship. Because it changed. It was completely different. They moved me to sales. They were supposed to move me to sales. I talked to the guy who, by the way, looked like Phil Spencer. His name was AJ, but he looked like Phil Spencer. Because when I saw Phil Spencer on Xbox, I said, isn't that AJ from CompUSA? So my manager, not the GM, but the manager, this motherfucker looked like Phil Spencer. Bro, I went to him, and I was like, I'm going to start college down the street. So if I could do sales, this way I could work at night, because merchandising doesn't work at night. If I could do sales, and then right after that I go right to college, that'd be great. He goes, all right, congratulations, blah, 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 that you're going to college, whatever. I'll put you in, you'll be all set. Because I gave him a couple of months' notice. We go to work one day. We're there at 6 in the morning. It's the summertime, it's hot as hell. Fucking AJ doesn't show up. This motherfucker shows up at 10 o'clock, not at night. 10 o'clock in the morning. We're outside for 4 hours. And then that guy, right after that, I think he was like, let go. Or whatever. We couldn't even go home. Like, before he even got there, because they were like, oh, he's going to count you as a no-show if you guys leave. And I'm like, and we got to wait. But we all got paid for that shit. He was out. They brought this new guy in. And this guy was a fucking idiot. The company didn't want to start paying the people for toilet paper, the distributors. This guy gave me and another employee. He goes, you got a car, right? I was like, yeah. He goes, go to CVS and go get us toilet paper. The company didn't want to send us toilet paper anymore. I was like, whatever. So it's the fall. I'm about to start college. So I tell this new guy, hey, AJ put me in for sales. He goes, okay. Come in for sales on whatever day it was. He goes, dress nice. Don't dress in your uniform, whatever. I dress nice, whatever. It's dead. There's nobody coming in. It was me and a bunch of other people. The salespeople. It was just dead, though. And the guy goes, at the end of the night, oh, I don't know who told you could do sales. Because our roster's already full for sale. And I'm just like, this is what AJ told me like 2 months ago. He goes, well, we don't need you for sales right now. You could go home and we'll call you when we need you. I was like, all right, so you're going to call me when you need me to do the floor. And he just goes like that. I can understand if I wasn't selling anything and everyone else was, but it was dead. The store was empty. It was me and like 3 or 4 other salespeople just waiting around. I go downstairs. Once he did the like this, I go downstairs. There's no pens. Because they fired all the office people. I fucking found a crayon. I'm not even fucking kidding. A blue crayon. And I fucking wrote on a piece of paper, AJ, this is, and I wrote my name. I am giving my 2 weeks notice. I put it in AJ's box. Because again, I didn't know he was gone. He just wasn't there as much. I put it in his fucking box. Look, I just gave my 2 weeks. But I had talked to Best Buy. I had a job interview at Best Buy like a week or two prior. Because Best Buy, they got a new GM. Frank's sister worked there. She's like, you got to sign up. Go over there. Come in. We'll bring you in. I went for the interview there, and dude, he offered me more money than I was making. He's like, how much do you make over there? I told him. He's like, I'm going to give you this amount. I was like, and then, you know, they told me they would move me to sales at comp. So I was like, telling Frank's sister, I was like, maybe I won't go to Best Buy because comp is like treating me good. They're making me do stuff. She's like, no, just come to Best Buy. So I was still on the fence. Once that fucking guy did that, 2 weeks, I'm out. I went right to Best Buy. Best Buy was great until that GM got thrown out. And that's when that started falling apart. Best Buy was good. I did media. I did video games, music, and movies. I knew games and movies, but music was not my thing. And again, I had people being dumb. People would sing me songs. I was like, I don't know much about music. Oh, no, you'll know this song. And then they sing me a song. I'm like, yeah, I don't know what that is. That happened all the time. That's why I shout out to SoundHound. That's a great fucking app. But we didn't have that back then. I had to deal with a lot of crazy shit. Did you have to do cavity searches at comp? I was shocked we didn't. Let's be honest here. Best Buy, I started out merchandising. That didn't last though because I just didn't want to do it. So I sat down in the room. When I had this is funny, right? When I had the second interview at Best Buy, I'm not even lying. The guy's name was Joe Mann. His name was Joe, and his last name was Mann. Joe Mann, like Yo Man, Joe Mann. We're in the interview, right? And we're bringing up video games. He goes, we're stopping this interview for a minute. He goes, you hacked your Xbox, I heard? Because Frank's sister told him. I was like, yeah, it's simple. You just do this, day. He goes, can you hack my Xbox? I was like, yeah. He's like, all right. And then I got hired. But that guy knew from day one that I wanted to do gaming or the video game department. So when the merchandising wasn't working out, he went to my GM and was like, let's put this guy in games. He'll be great over there. Perfect. Fit like a glove. Sold a ton of games, sold a ton of consoles. What is Aldi? We have one by me, but I've never been in there. It's like a grocery store, but you got to bring your own bags. Which you kind of have to do now anyway for everybody. So, crazy customers at the shop or Best Buy? I would say Best Buy had crazier. We had a lady take a shit in one of the fucking aisles, like at Best Buy. I'm not even kidding. This is disgusting, but I'm going to tell you the story. And I've told this on here before. There was a lady and a guy. I think this was the guy's mom. She was wearing white pants, right? Now, the pants were white when she walked in. She's walking around the store, her pants turn red. And this lady's walking around like nothing's happening. And there's blood on the floor. We had to have the managers go stop this lady. The son is like fucking like shocked. And they had to like help this lady out of the store. Because she's literally walking around like a mess. That happened. We had people come in and move the games and fucking say, oh, they're only $10 and ridiculous. That shit would happen. We had people, I told you guys, I put all the Yakuzas out, went to lunch for, what was it, 45 minutes? I come back, they're all gone. Somebody stole them all. Did you tell people not to buy Xbox? No, we actually told people to buy all the consoles because they were all good back then. Before I started working at Best Buy, a kid came with his pants pulled down and exploded diarrhea all over the Disney. I said, Jesus Christ. I'm telling you guys, weird shit happens at these places. We had people come in and just cut the cameras that are on display so you can look at them. A group of guys just come in and just cut the cameras off and fucking walk right out. Like that happened. And the store had 1 million people in it. This happened in front of 1 million people. The guy that had to clean the shit at our place, he was pissed. Because he was a young guy and he was like, man, he was a merchandising guy. It's like, man, I didn't sign up for this. I guess you did. We had car-fi, so people would bring their cars. They're working on the guy's car, and the fucking door would come down and crush the guy's windshield. Like, shit like that happened all the time. They're working with the light would swing right into the guy's back window. Like, that stuff happened all the time. We had people buying DVDs, returning them, but all they did was reseal it and take the disc out. So we were selling DVDs. This happened at Comp, too, with the games. I already told that story one time. But people were slick and they were doing that. I don't know if she ever came back. That was Yonkers, New York, by the way, just so you know, Central Avenue. That was, Central Avenue is like, I don't know. It's not like the best neighborhood, but it's not like the worst neighborhood. How do you walk around? Because the person didn't know. It was an older lady. But the guy, you thought the guy was her husband or something, but that was her son. He was a younger guy. And by younger, I mean, she's like 60 and he's like 48. That's what I mean by younger. This wasn't like a fucking teenage guy. This was an older guy. Maybe she wasn't 60. I don't fucking know, but she definitely wasn't a young lady. But yeah, that happened. And Frank's sister could confirm all this shit, so. But yeah, we had a lot of crazy shit. I told you, we had the lady that every time you didn't have a game, they would pull the fucking race card out on you. Or they would say, you don't know what you're talking about. That happened all the fucking time. If you didn't have something, oh, well, you don't want to help me. I'm going to tell the manager, because they thought the manager was going to give them free shit. Like, it doesn't work like that. A lot of stupid shit. We had a meeting. I told this story before. We had a meeting because a lot of customers wanted. We were getting music DVDs in. They wanted Spanish music DVDs. We had a morning meeting, and our GM said, "We got word from the distributors. We're going to get Spanish version music DVDs. So when you have customers that ask for them, tell them they're coming." What do I get? I get a guy. He comes up with his wife and his kids. He goes, "Yeah, let me ask you something. How come we don't have Spanish music DVDs?" And I said, "Actually, we're getting them in because we just had that fucking meeting." I was like, "Actually, we're getting them in. We should have them by next week." And the guy just looks at his wife and his kids. His kids are very small. He goes, "Gee, I must have busted Whitey's balls." And I turn around. I heard this shit. I turn around and I mouth, "What the fuck?" And his daughter saw me mouth that. He didn't see me. It's like, bro, I'm Puerto Rican. Go fuck yourself. Fucking idiot. Whitey's balls. What's GFYM? Go fuck your mom? Is that what you? Did the lady with the bloody pants? Oh, I read that. Like, how did you walk around like it's normal? Oh, I read that one. Are you going to try RE2 remake fixed camera angle? No, I have no interest. Okay, that explains your asshole. Yeah, whatever. I'm Italian, Armenian, Puerto Rican, and there might be some Irish mixed in there. I don't know. The Irish part's the rumor. I don't know. Nobody can figure that part out. But I'm everything. But I'm far from Whitey. I'm not a Heinz 57. Do you understand Spanish? I know nothing. Oh, huevos means balls, right? What is it? Gibasa means hello or something? And huevos means balls. That's all I know. That's all my dad taught me. Because he fucking didn't know either. What was the most expensive thing you ever sold at a shop? Contraforce. I had a complete in box. That went for I can't remember. It was 380 or 400. Contraforce was a big one. By the way, you know how much I paid for Contraforce? That came in the day we opened. Complete in box. I think I paid fucking $3 for that game, $4. I sold that to somebody at Apple. Cupertino Drive. I had to mail it to them. And the guy emailed me back how it was beautifully packaged and it's in his office. And I looked his name up. He was, I think, the international marketing director at the time for Apple. Because I was like, this guy's full of shit. Why is he telling me this on eBay? I pasted his name in, and his name came up. You checked out. Let's see if this thing works. It's been a while. It is warm. We sold that. Devil's Third I sold for I think 330 at the time. It was a few years ago. Devil's Third goes for like $600-700 now. Godzilla, I sold for over 600. Yeah, it was 600. Over 600. It was like 620 or something. You spank. What? I don't even know what the fuck you're talking about. Trying to think what else. Let's take the batteries out of here. Well, oh no, there it is. Yeah, it works. Look, there's one battery in there. Let's take all the batteries out. Just to prove that it works. Now the light doesn't come on, which is weird. Well, it's called a battery light, so that's probably why. It does work. So again, I got to get a belt. Clip this on my belt. The Godzilla game on PS4. I got it for $10 at Best Buy. Sell that shit for over 600. I have Chrono Trigger, you guys know that. I think it's 900. And that's on the cheap end. Alright, so this thing works, but it's not great. We could do a bunch of mods to that game, boy. My wife has to play Family Feud and all that shit a little bit. I'll give you guys another like 15 minutes and then I gotta set her up inside. Back from the Dead got a really good deal. I caught that, man. You got Street Fighter for like $20. And it was a mistake. Best Buy fixed that a few hours later. Back from the Dead scored, man. You looked at Horse, then looked at me, silently screamed. That's right, because it came in and I just went. But I couldn't, like. I couldn't really say anything. Yeah, 22 for deluxe. You scored a home run because Best Buy realized that was a mistake hours later and they pulled it and then they put it back up at the real sale price. I think it was $84. So you scored, man. You got an $84 game for $22. And you know how I know that? Because I have the fucking game right here. Which I paid for. I got 2 copies for $35 a piece of the deluxe edition. That was an Amazon thing, and I don't know if they screwed up, but that was at release or right after release. Not at release. Made a mistake. Oh look, a broken Xbox One controller. This is another thing you have to deal with. People will trade in their console with broken controllers all the time. Yeah, the controller worked the other day when I used it. Like, no, it didn't. There's something wrong with this one. I forgot what it was. It's $40 for standard edition on sale on Xbox. Luckily, I bought Street Fighter 6 recently. We've had a lot of games that were expensive. I still have an RE5. I'm sorry, RE4 Remake Collector's Edition in the closet. I bought it from my customer. He hasn't been here since last April. He's working his ass off probably, but I haven't seen him. I messaged him in the fall because there was a flood. We just wanted to see if he was all right. And he's like, yeah, we're okay, you know. And then I haven't heard from him since, so I hope everything's all right with him. But that was his. I pre-ordered that for him. Hopefully at some point he comes in for it because that's a big box. You know that. You know what's funny, Frank? My used copy of Godzilla I sold here for $17. That was before I got the sealed copy because I rebought it for 10. Somebody bought that shit here for 17 bucks and scored. But they bought it used, but still, I mean, it still goes for some money. It's not as much. This guy never got back to me about this Xbox. I cry thinking about that every day. I got it from deal of the day at Best Buy and I traded it to GameStop because they gave me more than what I paid. Well, I kept it sealed because I had the jailbroken PS4, so I got it. I had the game, got the package file. I was like, well, I'll just keep the package file and play it. It's not a big deal. Got rid of the game here. And then when it was 10 again, I grabbed it again, but I kept it sealed because I could play it. It wasn't a big deal. Then I saw how much it was going for. I was like, I'm getting rid of it. That paid the rent and one bill. I'm going to set you up in a few minutes in there. Yeah, go ahead. I don't know where the remote is. It was there like a year ago.
You turned on.
I touched it. Yeah, you're a midget. I could reach. All I just do is go like that and I turn it on.
I'm not even close.
This isn't the right. This is the right one.
It's not, but it worked.
It worked. Yeah, this is Danby.
I thought it was that. Oh, I thought it was that little plaque thing. Whatever it was.
It's right here. Yeah, Medea. It's nice to know they use the same code. Ah! George? What's up, George? How's Snoke doing? Ah, so that's like, I know the stream is kind of weird today, but that's what it is. Let's do Family Feud at 8:30. How about that? Because I'll give you guys a few minutes in here. I'll go set her up in there. Then you guys could jump right over. She's got Family Feud, Millionaire, Hollywood Squares, $1,000 Pyramid, Pictionary. She might play that tonight. I don't know. Press Your Luck, Deal or No Deal. She got everything. Thanks for streaming. Well, I'm not done yet. I'll give you guys a few more minutes. I want to see that answer. Your stream is cool, no worries. I feel like I was hitting the head with a fucking baseball bat. Shit. I haven't been getting any sleep. Ugh. I know, I was just saying thanks. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Hopefully you go over and I'll be in another room next to her, but maybe I'll have the camera on, maybe not. I don't know. Depends. We'll play that for a little bit. Then we gotta go. I gotta go home and watch Facts of Life, okay? I'm almost done with season 3. I gotta cook too. What I'll do is I'll get the Xbox out of the basement. Close to Rochester. Rochester's like 6 hours from here. Because Jesus makes that drive. You take the good, you take the bad. I'm not singing that shit. I don't even know what the lyrics are. Dude, that song sucks, okay? The Fats of Life. Yeah, I said that the other day. The Fats of Life. This show's good, man. They don't make shows like that anymore. Holy shit. Here's the thing. I was a kid when that was out. So I watched it, but I didn't watch it. Ironically enough, I watched it at your sister's house. Because she always had it on. But that's when I would watch it. I wouldn't really watch that show. Now I'm watching it. I'm like, this is a great show. Especially in hindsight, now that I'm an adult. Dude, they talk about... I'm not even fucking kidding you. This is how you know all this stuff is bullshit. They talk about the recession. That show is from the 80s. You watch The Commission in the 90s, the recession. You watch that show in 2000, a recession. Like, there's a recession every fucking decade. I'm like, these people are bullshit. The recession. Get out of here. You know, that show kind of shows that like nothing's changed. But that show wouldn't, like, they make a lot of like sexual jokes on that show. That shit would not fly today. Can I get this camera to like? Hey, camera, I'm right here. Oh, the camera's all right. All right. Different strokes too, probably just as much. Yeah, I gotta get. Did you give me those, or do I not have those? We're just as fuck now. We are just fucked now. No respect. Well, that's what I'm saying, man. Like every decade, if you watch TV, they all mention this recession, and that was the '80s. I saw the commission; they mentioned it. It's like, bro, what the fuck? A recession is like something we haven't been in since like the Great Depression or whatever, but people have been crying about this shit for 40 years. I think we're okay. But you watch these old shows, you're like, really? They're talking about this shit back then? That's how you know it's bullshit. Today, today it's bullshit. We're in a recession, but don't worry. Everyone's going out and buying their fucking $1,500 iPhones. By the way, the price is going up on these things, too. Might be paying $2,500 in the next couple of years. I don't have that on DVD. Then we don't have it. If you could find it cheap, grab it. We got to get the Rugrats. Walmart had that a while ago, like a year ago. I never picked that up. I have all the Power Rangers. They're all done. Whatever other TV shows we can get, man. I got Voltron. I didn't rip that yet. I have Bullwinkle. Rocky and Bullwinkle. I have the original Twilight Zone Blu-rays. I'm almost done with those. Like converting them. Just converting all my movies and TV shows. Keep them on the home theater. I don't think they ever released the whole show in one set. What? What show? Different Strokes? Do they have all the seasons separately? It's a good time to hit up Goodwill. Because you can get those for like $2-3 a piece. Disney. So Frank, the movie, the Facts of Life reunion from '01, which I didn't even know about. Disney owns the rights, so I don't know if you'll ever see that, but you can only find like a crappy like taped on TV version of it. There's no DVD for that. Yeah, check out for the TV shows because now's the time. We'll rip them all and get that done. I found Law and Order, Criminal and not Criminal Intent. They only aired this thing once. Trial by Jury. I had it because I worked at Best Buy when it came out. I grabbed it. That was a good show. But because it was rare, it was going for like $200. I found it at Goodwill for $3. Sealed. So I have a sealed copy of that. I don't know if it still goes for money. I think it dropped. But Goodwill, you can find brand new movies, TV shows there sometimes.
Big Lots usually has a lot of shows too. Yeah, check all that stuff out. You found the Ewok movie DVD? Did you get it for me? Because you already have it, right? You need to get that. Oh, that's probably your version you found, your copy. Yeah, man, you never know what's going to be over there. And remember, Dutch used goes for $200 on Blu-ray. So if you ever come across Dutch, get it. I haven't been to. Yeah, me neither. I haven't been there. I was gonna go with Fred. He had this week off to film, and he never showed up. And he told me on Sunday or Monday, he's like, "I'm off this week. Where I'll let you know." Never heard from Fred. So Xbox Goes to Hell is postponed. Fred will. I will give Fred credit though. He did. I was like, we need to go to Goodwill and get you a specific item. And he went and looked himself. And he's like, they don't have it, but I'll order it off Amazon. I was like, okay, if you want to do that. I might need Anthony's help with this too, by the way, with editing, because he knows what he's doing with that. He's got the program. I'll give you guys 5 more minutes, and I'll go in the other room. I'll end the stream, and then I'll go in the other room and set her up with that stuff, because we can't really play too long. We got to go home. A manager at a Pennsylvania Wendy's invented a fake employee and pocketed wages of $20,000, police say. She manually clocked in the ghost employee in and out for 128 shifts, police said. That's what I'm saying, man. People will find any other way to fucking pocket money. The legal way. Spider-Man 2 was awesome. I finished that last night on stream. Great show. Great game. Pocket Pair is in talks to release Palworld on more platforms. There you go. Tom Warren. Sony's PS5 Pro is up to 3 times faster, may arrive holiday 2024. Leak specs suggests its 33.5 teraflop machine thanks to a much more powerful GPU. Well, then it's going to smoke the Series X, because that's what, 20 teraflops? Three times faster. Dude, they owned Xbox. It's over. They own them. Because Sony demands parity with the machines. So if the system is 3 times fucking faster, how are they going to be able to parity that with Series X? Get the fuck out of here. It's over. It's over, buddy. What the fuck? Scrolling down this timeline here. That early holiday 24, we knew it. We knew it was coming this year. I'm going to stop buying PlayStations. If I could help it. Gaming's literally fucked. 2024, save your money more. That's true. I got to cook some chicken soon. We went out for Easter egg stuff. The kids, of course, this year, they have all the best stuff I can't eat. Yeah, exactly. Dude, I got fucked up from that birthday party. I'm still dealing with shit because of that day. I had I had stuff, but I didn't have like crazy stuff. That was a lot more tame than what I used to eat, and you know that. But whatever, I'm back to eating healthy, so I'm good. Yeah, you can go 2 over. Yeah, I know. I stayed within the limits. Lucius, what's up, man? Grass? What are you talking about, grass? Talking about drugs? Yeah, I never did drugs. Sorry about that. Never did drugs. Never had the reason to try or do it. My drug was fucking soda. That's what my drug was.
Well, today was a bust. Hopefully tomorrow's better. Hey, bring me inside the Wii in the front. There's a SD card. Can you bring me that? Let me throw my files on here, and then I'll go inside. We'll set that up. I have my original one in the basement. I gotta find it with the TV tuner. I gotta put a file on here, and then we'll set you up. Thanks. I need. Now I get dumbass. Throw that out. Yep, we can delete that. Here we go. I think that's all I need here.
see the chat. All right, this is done. Eject. Thank you. You can put this back. Thanks. We'll go right there. New Xbox controllers. Why does Xbox make more controllers than games? Because it's money. That's why. And people are buying them like idiots because I was buying them, and I'm kind of like winding down with Xbox. You know what I would say, guys? Go out and buy a fucking PlayStation 5 Pro or just build a computer. Building a computer might be a better thing. If not, if you don't want to deal with that, just buy the PlayStation 5 Pro and be done with it. It's going to be faster than the Series X, from what we're reading. Xbox doesn't fucking care. They're putting all this shit on PlayStation, so it's over. There's Dreadpool. What's up? What's going on, Dreadpool? 33 teraflops. Computer parts are getting cheaper. Yeah, they're kind of back to where they were. You could still build a computer for like $1,100, $1,200, and that's everything. That'll last you for about 4 or 5 years for gaming. For everything else, it'll last you 10 years. As long as you want it to last you. But you could do that. Xbox stopped caring when they made stupid proprietary Seagate SSD. Yeah, that was, it was a cool idea, but poorly executed. I will say that. The Seagate storage, 33 teraflops. I have a bridge to sell, but no cars. That's true. But it's still going to be faster. Look at Xbox, Dread. Ooh, 20 teraflops. It has no games. Don't worry, the games are coming. Game Pass. 20 teraflops. Bro, now you're 13 teraflops ahead. Like, it's over. It's done. It's done. By the way, Jim Ryan, when he met with Phil Spencer to sign the Call of Duty deal, he said, we don't have anything to worry about. Like, now it all makes sense, because he knew. He said back then, they're acquiring these studios for something bigger. And he goes, we'll be fine. He knew that they were going to start going third party. Because they had that meeting with him and they fucking told him. So Jim Ryan knew. He knew before we figured it out. So we'll see what the next Xbox looks like, but I don't know if I'll be on that train day one. I'll be honest with you. I'm kind of like desensitized with the brand. Like having a muscle car, take it for a drive, but barely start, it just rots away in the garage. I could say the same about the Series X. Avowed. Where's my tablet? It's Avowed for you. You want to play Avowed? Just do this shit. There, I played Avowed. I'm suckered for the next one. Yeah, me too. But I don't. It's like I have to do it, but I don't want to do it. I'm done. I'm done with them. I'm really fucking done. And I don't care. Like I said, I don't care about the exclusivity shit.
But it's just like they just gave up. They gave up. They're just pretending like they care for now. Game Pass. And then the day's going to come where they're just going to tell everybody, yeah, no more console, we're done. It's coming. And that sucks because I think the Xbox was a better fucking machine. I think it was a better competitor. But at the end of the day, corporate killed it. They just didn't want it. Did you hear what they're doing? Windows 12 or 13 or whatever? They're taking all the OG code out of it or whatever. The legacy code. So what does that mean for us? Like for the older games and stuff? Will that stuff even work? It's like I said before, this is not just the Xbox division. This is Microsoft. They don't know what the fuck they're doing. Microsoft changes their mind like they change their underwear. So again, it's not a hard shot at Xbox per se. It's a shot at Microsoft. The next one should be called the Series F for fuck me. They should just call it the Series Fucked. They should call it the Game Pass Series X. The Game Pass machine. Xbox GP. Xbox Game Pass. That's what it should be called. So GameStop gets all the used underwear. Yeah, it does. Series fuck. Mr. Crumpets. What did Jim know? He knew they were going third party a year ago. Or whenever that deal closed. What was it? A couple of years ago? A couple of months ago. When did the deal close? November, September, something like that. Right after the deal closed, they flew him out so he could sign the Call of Duty deal. And he said they're acquiring these studios for something even bigger. And he says, we will be fine in the email. He wrote this back to Sony. He knew that they were going to go third party. That's why he wrote that email. Because he had the meeting with them and they said, listen, we're doing third party. Like, we're wrapping it up. You guys will be fine. I guarantee you. That's what he meant when he wrote all that. Must car analogy for both consoles. Yeah, and the Switch too. What the hell is the Switch doing? Nintendo could have ruled. They could have gotten a head start against everybody. Switch 2, we would have been gaming this year for sure. No. They're laying everybody off and they're like, hey, you know what? Delay all this shit. You know why? Because they can make more money on the current machines that are out. It looks like I'm like asleep, but I'm looking at the chat, which the camera's up there and the chat room is down here. The Switch is like a Camry with 300,000 miles on it, but it's still on. Yeah, exactly. It's going to break down at some point. Only at 58% on this thing. Soon, this will be blue. And it'll have an IPS screen in it. He's sleeping on the Switch. Hey man, I got my blue shoes on too. I gotta order another pair of these and throw them in the closet. These are great walking shoes. And they fit. I ordered these things online. Shout out to Nike. I haven't bought Nikes in fucking forever. Maybe 25 years. Been buying New Balance like an old man. You know you're old when you're buying New Balance. Look at this. We're gonna lock out all this stuff up. Today was a bust. That's alright. There's always tomorrow. New Balance. Newfoundland Balance. I will play on his community game night on Sunday, but I'm gonna play. I'm gonna jump in when they go on Halo Infinite. So if you guys are gonna play, I'll be there Sunday. I'm just gonna jump on Halo. I'm not gonna do Siege because I have that game, but I don't think my wife does. I don't. She doesn't like those games that much, but she'll play Halo. When we did Gears here, we were here. We didn't go home. We had it downloaded at the house, but Anthony was here. He was going to leave soon. They're like, hey, do you want to play Gears with us real quick? He goes, okay. And it took forever to download this thing. So I downloaded it on one machine, on a flash drive, copied it to their machines. It was like instant. We jumped on, but we didn't have headsets. I had one headset here. She used it. I was using that gimpy headset, and I was just like... Literally, I'm getting my head blown off with a shotgun every 3 seconds while I'm trying to mess with this headset, and then I'm like, I'm out. Like, I can't even talk, I can't hear anything. And Anthony was leaving anyway. So when Anthony left, we were like, alright, he's going to leave, we're going to go home. They only played, I think, 1 or 2 rounds of Gears. But Halo, we're going to be home for that, so we'll be there for a little bit. I want to play Helldivers with you guys, and Halo 2 is back on Insignia, so maybe tomorrow night we could jump on that. Frank? I'm going to be at the lake house. I can't play Sunday? Well, that sucks. Think Arnold's fucked any maids lately? Yes. That is fantastic. I might as well leave the computer on in case some idiot knocks on the door. Alright, I'm going to go inside, and we're going to stream Family Feud Friday. We have a ton of games, so come back here in like 10 minutes. Okay? Or do you want me to stay live here while I set it up in there? I'm just going to end it. We're going to be back in about 10 minutes. So I'll see you guys in a few minutes. Alright, see you later, RWK.